To add the trail hand for your students, you have to know, are they going to use a butterfly or a complementary grip? I'm standing here with a disrupted core, which is what your student's going to have. And but I do need pressure on my this is where these will become very handy. So I'm going to put the pressure using the sleeves on my upper core power spots. And once again, if you look at me here I am at 7. As soon as I apply the pressure, which is what your grip is going to give you, by the way, as soon as I apply the pressure, I'm good. I'm at 11 inches. I'm going to be good out to 16 inches. With my range again is 8 to 16 inches. I go to 17 and I rotate. So to add, I'm going to leave this on. I actually don't need to. Once I have, so let's go back. We're going to get this set. Now, what I didn't show you a minute ago is if I have this in the proper place and I'm totally relaxed, I can cock my wrist. I see a flat left wrist. But let me go down to a quarter inch lower. Look where my hips go. So that grip will show up in my hip rotation. Your students aren't going to have a bar, but this will give them an opportunity. When you put the bar on during a lesson, and they cock, if their grip is good here, you're going to find the same being true on the right hand. Let me get a bad grip on the right side just to give you an idea. I just went under on the right to get the grip, came in, and my hips are rotated. So for me to have a decent grip on the right, that's a decent grip. We'll get to what a decent grip means here in a moment. So the right edge on the heel pad, quarter inch higher in the heel pad, and my hips rotate. So heel pad becomes quite significant, obviously. Now back to butterfly or complementary. What does that mean? Well, a butterfly grip is if I go to, I'm back to 12 inches here, and you'll notice now when I bring my lead hand up, that's the angle I'm going to have on the glove. That's the grip. This is my equal to my carrying angle. My carrying angle here, if you've seen the content and the ebooks on carrying angle shows up through the entire setup and entire swing. So here we are. So if I add just a little bit of knee flex, I'm in upper core. So to test this, I want to start with my trail hip and see how much rotation I have. I'm in great shape here. I have greater than, do that again, I have greater than 90 degrees of rotation. And you'll notice my center of mass feels a little bit target side, which is where it should be. Okay, now a complementary grip would be here, and a butterfly grip, where the butterfly grip name comes from, is if I raise both hands, just think of the butterfly here. So this hand would be more on top, like a butterfly. This is complementary. This is butterfly. So I can test this. You can test it. If your student can get in these positions, which is questionable, let me just show you what a butterfly grip does for me first. So here's my butterfly. Trail hip starts. Still have a great rotation here. I'm going to start back through, and I'm stuck. I cannot use a butterfly grip. This is me. Everyone's going to be a little different. So my complementary would be here and here. So adding the trail hand, you really need to understand what grip is this player going to use So I'm going to add just a slight bit of knee flex, start with my trail hip. I still have that good rotation backswing. And now we're going to test the through swing, and there it is. So as an upper core player, I only have one choice. I'm going to have to be using a complementary grip. I think Larry's with us. I think Larry Rinker has a complementary grip he played with on tour. This is the other way to test. This is the digital protractor we've used for many, many years in place of a goniometer, which measures angles. And just before I turned on today, I checked this, my carrying angle here is 163. So I've set the digital protractor for 163. And this is another way to test what grip style. Add knee flex. Trail hip goes back, and I have full rotation. Okay, let's test. So the left hand, lead hand for me, is left, dictates your backswing. So if I just stay here, I'm good. But the trail hand really dictates the through swing. So a butterfly grip would be the same angle and the through swing. So trail hip goes back, I'm stuck. And I'm stuck. However, if I add just reversing this angle, 163 going, this would be complementary now. Absolutely full rotation and full rotation. So I know I'm complementary. You're giving a lesson. I would make a note if you're using the digital protractor. And as you'll see, this changes in every one of our stance widths. So every one of my, we call it the performance stance region. Every one is going to be different. So my mid and lower, you want to check all of those. Trail hand here. So I have the upper core power spot. I have the, I've marked with a ballpoint pen where that grip goes. And again, if your student wears a glove, I'd mark the glove. A glove will wear. You may want to, as I say that, I'm thinking out loud, you may want to mark the palm as well. So there's no question. But you can show them. When you have a good grip, flat left wrist, you're just going to see the top edge. I'm seeing only the edge of the card. So now I'm going to add trail hand. Okay. And when I cock my wrist up, I'm seeing the back edge. That's a shut face. So I'm too much on top. I want a complementary grip, which is going to come in. There it is. And I can, trail hip starts. I still see the edge of the card. We're going to be talking about club in front. That club is right in front of me now, which is also something you can teach with this. We'll get back to that. And I'm all the way through, and I have learned to grip the club. Students are going to take a while. I wouldn't add the trail hand, obviously, until you get the lead hand. So both are going to be very important. We will, we're going to go through, it's either in 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to do the other end of this, the other side of this, because I want to cover downswing club path as related to this. Club position, and all the way back through impact in each one of these stance width zones. So I will initially thought, well, we'll do this in one session. And then Harvey Pinnock wouldn't agree, nor when you can begin to understand how simple this is. This is absolutely simplistic brilliance. To summarize, just get a paint stick. If you have somebody, this is a 5-gallon paint stick. Now I can use this as well. But you can still take a Sharpie, mark the top, Sharpie on this. You have a tremendous teaching aid for teaching grip. Once you have one of these and you're doing this, you'll see it. Test it yourself. Mark where the heel pad, make sure you mark where the heel pad goes. You want to make sure also that you're testing core zones or performance stance ranges, actually. So you want to do it. I did only upper core today. Next session, I'll show you mid and lower as well. But it's simply changing. By the way, as I've tested this, the heel pad position does not change. All the changes is going upper, middle, and lower. So that heel pad position does not move. You'll find a different heel pad. How many students come in that you've seen grip the club up here in the handle? Now, if you're Bryson DeChambeau, that works, or Mo Norman, that works. But your average player coming in is going to have it here. I've seen players all the way across the fingers. And that is going to change club face. It changes your ability to rotate. And it's just going to change performance overall. So thank you, Harvey. It's been absolutely a godsend from my perspective, who he worked with, how many wins they had. Now look at our technology. I have used I've used the swing catalyst, the My Swing, which I don't think is around anymore, the body track, S2M, and all in research. I've used the F-scan in our original research where we had the 1,000 sensors in each shoe and the 40 light sensors on the body. So I've used it all, but I don't teach with it. If you're using it, use it for evaluation. Science is as good as the tool you have to evaluate. Harvey had none of this. Harvey was a big focus on the mental game, by the way. And Harvey, again, you should, as you swing that golf club, have 100% image. He didn't say image. He said focus on target to the exclusion of everything else. And how many of us teach that? We teach taking the club outside. I mean, we're teaching balance. I moved into balance from all of that and have gotten heavily back into it recently. I'm talking about images of target because now we can integrate. We have so much, but a picture of target, whether you're on the putting green or on the tee box. Give that some thought. And we need to come back to Harvey. He needs a lot more credit than we've given him.